My voice is shot today. Sorry, creatives. I'm just super tired, so you gotta deal with the scratchy. Creatives, today we are talking about the Q word, quitting. It has been banged into our heads over and over again that quitting is bad, that it makes you a loser, weak, pathetic, that it just shows the quality of your character to be utterly third rate. But that's not true. And thinking that has caused us more harm than you can possibly imagine, because it means you're unwilling to let go of the thing that isn't working and move on to something that is. The fact is that some projects are just not gonna work. Sometimes you have erased that piece of paper too many times and you tore through it. It happens. Sometimes a story wasn't really a story, but it was just sort of a scene or maybe a location or a situation, and you realize you don't have a plot and it falls apart and it's really upsetting and you can't save it. And it happens. It happens to all of us. The thing that matters here is to understand that you are allowed to walk away from a bad job. But honestly, it's not going to do you any harm if you've already tried that. You've tried to learn new techniques and tools and that can't fix it. Then just move on to something else. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means you needed more practice before you could make that idea into something better. That's all. And you get to cannibalize what you did. Take what you learned from it. You'll be better on the next project because of the one that didn't work. But if you've been working on the same story for 5 years and it's still not finished, I'm not saying it's done, I'm not saying it's over, but you need to put it aside and do something else for a while. Otherwise, what happens is your brain gets stuck in the mode of this one piece, and what you're trying to create from this piece doesn't actually exist at this point. It is completely imaginary, and you're not actually seeing what's on the paper in the clay. You can't see it clearly at that point. If you want to make it work eventually, you need to give it some space and step away. There is no shame in quitting something that isn't working, especially if you're aiming for something that will. Don't sink 20 years into one piece that's not even going to be finished when you die. Don't do that. You're robbing the world of everything else you have to share. There's no shame in quitting as long as you pick up the reins and do something else. You are all right. There's no guilt. And again, there's no shame. Sit down with me, creatives, and together, let's make something new.